All right, so the first thing we want to do here is find the slope of the line through the points that were given to us. So we were given the points -9, 3, and 6, -7. The formula for slope is slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Since this is the first point that was given to us, this is x1 coordinate, and this is coordinate y1. And this is the second point, so this is coordinate x2 and coordinate y2. So if I fill into the formula for slope, my y2 is -7 minus y1, which is 3, and x2 is 6 minus x1, which is -9. So 6 minus -9 is going to become 6 plus 9. So if I add together here my -7 minus 3, I get -10, and then 6 plus 9 is 15. This fraction can be reduced if I divide both the numerator and the denominator by 5. 10 divided by 5 gives me -2, and 15 divided by 5 gives me 3. So the slope for my line is -2/3. So we're going to erase this so that I can make room for the next part. And we'll keep the slope because we're going to be needing that. So we'll just put that over here. All right, so I now have the slope for my line. So I'm now going to use the point slope formula to find the actual equation of the line. Point slope formula goes like this. Y minus y1 equals m, which stands for slope, x minus x1. I can use either of the 2 points that were given to me to find the equation of my line. So in other words, for the x and the y that I'm going to substitute in here, I can use either of the 2 points. I'll use the first one, which is -9, 3. So this is then going to be my x1 and my y1 value. So now if I fill into the formula here, I have y, this y, and this x remain in the formula. So y minus y1, which is 3, equals the slope that I found right here, -2/3, x minus my x1, which is -9. So we want to then, first of all, fix the x minus -9 because we don't really want 2 signs in there. So first thing I'm going to do is fix that. So x minus -9 becomes x plus 9. So now if I take and distribute the -2/3 into these parentheses here, I get y minus 3 equals -2/3 x minus, so if I multiply -2/3 times 9 over here on the side, I'll show you that. So -2/3 times 9 is equal to -18 over 3. -18 over 3 is -6. So this would be a -6. Now, we could have canceled out the 3 right here with the 9, but just wanted to show you exactly what was going on there, how the -6 was coming about. So now the last thing that I'm going to want to do here is get this y by itself so that my equation is in slope-intercept form. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. And over here, my 3's will cancel out, leaving me with just y on the left side. And I have -2/3 x. And then -6 plus 3 gives me -3. So that is going to be the equation of the line that we're looking at. So we're going to erase this stuff so that we can complete the final step. Of all of this. And that. All right, let me move this up so that you can see it better. Oops. Okay, it does not want to move for me. Okay, well, we'll just leave it there. So the equation of my line, as we see down here, is y equals negative 2/3 x minus 3. So now the point that we're looking at here, t negative 2, that again, of course, is representing an x and a y coordinate. So this here is representing my x coordinate, and this is, of course, my y coordinate. So this y coordinate can now be plugged into the equation that I just found. So we're going to plug in negative 2 for y equals negative 2/3 x, that's the part we don't know, minus 3. Here now, if I add 3 to both sides, negative 2 plus 3 gives me 1. And I get 1 equals negative 2/3 x, because this cancels out right here. So lastly, now I need to get the x by itself, which means I'm going to divide by negative 2/3. When you divide by a fraction, you are multiplying by the reciprocal. So if I multiply by the reciprocal on both sides here, which means to flip the fraction upside down, we're going to multiply both sides by negative 3/2. Okay, so here on the left side, we have negative 3/2 times 1, which is, of course, negative 3/2, because anything times 1 is just itself. And then here, again, when you multiply a reciprocal by itself, it cancels out because it just becomes 1. And we get negative 3/2 equals x. So that means then that the missing coordinate is negative 3/2. In other words, since up here, that's what we were looking for, that would mean our point was negative 3/2, negative 2, meaning that your t, your x coordinate, which in this problem is being represented by t equals negative 3/2. And that's it.